I feel it's fair to warn you now. If you're here for political correctness, to feel better, if you're worried about your feelings, this is not the video to listen to. I don't care about feelings, I care about truth and fact. So let's get on down to it. What bugs the crap out of me when I watch the YouTube videos sometimes, I see black men on there, brothers, doing some dumb stuff at these police stops. Before we go further, let's get some facts out of the way. There is no educational requirement beyond high school to become a police officer for most cities in America. Understand, there is nothing else beyond high school that is required to become a police officer. You can come out of high school and go into what? The police academy. The average police academy is only 6 months long. 6 months long. You graduate, get your badge and gun, a car, and so on and so forth, and then you're dictating rules for other people on the road. What I get tired of seeing is when I see these police pull over a black man, and I see this guy's black man pulled over, he starts running physically out of the car as if he's going to go somewhere and get away with something forever. And then sometimes what happens, he catches a cap in the back of his head from the police officer, and the whole world gets mad about this unjustified killing. Yep, it is unjustified, of course. If a person's running away from police without any kind of weapon and he gets shot and killed, it's unjustified. But at the end of the day, that black man is still dead because he ran and didn't understand the police officer who stopped him has 6 months of training. You know, that's like putting steak sauce on your hand and putting your hand in front of a pit bull and then you start running. You do the same thing. So what do you think's going to happen? Same thing here. Black men, stop running when they stop you in your car. If you did something bad, as my father always says, a man owns up to his mistakes. I know a lot of black men are in single mother homes or raised that way. I get that. So I'm telling you, as a father figure for you, if you get stopped by the police, do not run. Even if they don't shoot you, you will still be caught. Understand? Number 2, when you get stopped by the police, don't start back talking when your car and your person isn't even legal. So what does that mean? It means I see these guys on these YouTube channels talking heavy trash to the cops. The cop says, okay, let me see your license. No license, no registration, no insurance. And you're talking trash to the cops. You don't have a leg to stand on to even start talking trash because you're not looking at yourself as a problem. And you are a problem. Driving around in the car is not insured. What if you hit somebody else? How are you going to fix their property that you damaged? That's called self-responsibility. Here's one of the biggest ones I see a lot. I see this a lot, and I know why. Are these emotional outbursts from some black men I see on YouTube who get stopped by the police. You would think the end of the world is coming from their behavior, crying and screaming and getting all loud, obnoxious, and just going off over a ticket. This is the end result of not having a father figure role model. There's no other excuse for that. My father would never have allowed me to do some stupid stuff like that. Never. I was raised, a man takes his licks. You know, you do something wrong, you deal with it. Even if you know you are right. When you're dealing with the police, you do not litigate that in the street with a person who only possesses 6 months of law enforcement training, which I'm sure less than 2 days concern the Constitution and rights. I can almost guarantee that. That is not the place to have your emotional outburst. Which goes into my next one. Do not quote laws you do not know. All the time I see on YouTube these brothers out here quoting laws that they don't know. Quoting things from the Constitution they have no idea about. 3 amendments you got to know, guys. Just 3 you should know. The first, you have a right, of course, to speak if you want, right? You also have a right to make sure you're recording that public official while they're doing their official duties. And yes, stopping you is doing their official duties. And yes, you can record them. 4th Amendment, you have the right to not be illegally searched nor seizures of your properties or yourself. This means when they ask you, can we search your car, and they don't have any reasonable articulable suspicion, you say no because of the 4th Amendment. 5th Amendment is what? The right to remain silent. And a lot of you should just shut the hell up out there because you are putting yourselves in jail or prison just by your talking too much. Shut up. Next one is, what is happening to some of these brothers on these stops where their ears stop working? The cop tells them 8 or 9 times to put your hands where they can see them, and the games start playing. What? This blank stare. And what happens next all the time? What happens next when you're playing the I can't hear anything game from the police? You're going to catch a bullet to your head. I see it all the time on YouTube. And what happens? Because the brothers are playing I don't hear, I don't understand, what? And you are scaring these people who call themselves police officers that they're going to bust a cap in you because you're not paying attention. Is it wrong? If you are not armed, you don't have a gun or knife in your hand, and you're not driving off in the car, but you're playing stupid like you don't hear them, if they shoot you dead, is it wrong? Yes. But what does it matter? You're dead now. You're gone. Is it worth becoming deaf, getting shot, and becoming dead? And I want to tell you one more thing, you guys. When you're out there in the street, you get stopped by the police, don't fight them or threaten them or talk trash, inward this, inward that. No. You don't do stuff like that. You be the man you are supposed to be. This means you talk to them showing self-respect. I didn't say you have to respect them, but I'm saying you show self-respect. If you are showing self-respect, you are talking like you have some common sense, like you know what you're talking about, and you're showing self-respect. You're not trying to hit anybody, not trying to insult anybody, not trying to hurt anybody. Cops get called bad names every day, 100 times a day. Do you really think you're going to hurt their feelings by calling them bad names like pig, whatever, and calling them the N-word or whatever? You're not. You sound stupid, so stop it. You're not hurting anybody. You're only hurting yourself because you are not showing any self-respect. This is the second talk you should have had if you had a father to tell you these things. The first thing a black father talks to his son about is about police, right? They have that conversation. But this is called the second talk. And this is when the police stop you in the 21st century regarding what you need to do. Don't talk about your rights and get all mad and yell and everything else. Nobody wants to hear that. The police definitely don't want to hear that. The street is not the place where you hold court. It's that simple. Here's what I want you to remember. There are, of all the police in America, 64% are white. The rest are minorities. Of that 64%, I'm sure there are some great cops And there are some probably ones who are racist cops, of course. We know that already. You treat all of them the same, meaning when they stop you, you have self-respect. Because whether you're treating a racist cop or a good cop and they're on your video camera, you treat it the same. I can almost guarantee most of the time, they will show some common sense. Some. I didn't say a lot, I said some. Brothers, I want you to stop getting on my damn YouTube videos doing this stupid stuff. It's getting old. And you are playing into a stereotype that the comments always say below. I always see the comments. And you know, half of those comments are right. I bet he's going to run. And you run, of course. Watch, he'll cry like a 3-year-old girl. Sure enough, up there making noise and getting hysterical like a 3-year-old girl when you're a 20-plus, 30-plus year old black man. Not listening. The comments are always saying that. They never listen. You know, and they're right. These videos should not be growing in number, but they are. I track these videos every month. Every month, these videos of brothers running away from police, emotional outbursts with police, not listening to the police. The numbers are growing and growing and growing, meaning we are not learning how to deal with police when they stop you. Yes, it's infuriating, it's frustrating, and it's aggravating to be stopped by the police, for sure. But in life, like my father taught me, which I'm teaching you, there are rules to every aspect of life. You're not going to get a free card because you're black, a free card because you're a woman. None of that crap applies. This is not a feel-good channel. I'm not here to promote Black Lives Matter, which we'll get into another video because I don't believe in Black Lives Matter. I'm not here to make you feel fuzzy inside. I am only here to spit out some facts for you to keep your butts off YouTube looking silly and doing crazy things all the time. I'm tired of it.